This is just so different than anything I've ridden. You know, I've rode the Indian baggers and also midweight cruisers and rode Supersports and Hayabusa, but I haven't really had the chance to ride a sport touring. So what better bike to be introduced to the sport touring category than the Motus? Not just the Motus, but the MSTR with your 180 horsepower and 126 foot-pounds of torque. Let's get into these corners. I'm telling you, man, in these twisties, Jesus. Let's rev this puppy up real quick. No one behind me. Dude's looking at me like, you lucky kid. Revving this bike, I mean, it twists the frame. Now getting on the highway, this is what I've been waiting for. Let's try to hold on for dear life. Woo! Well, guys, I couldn't even get past 5,500 RPM without that front wheel popping straight up. It wasn't like I was sitting at that high RPM when I opened the throttle. I mean, it's just a wheelie monster. I have never rode anything that weighs 580 pounds and the front wheel just shoots straight up at 5,000 RPM. I mean, that is incredible. I understand why people want this bike so much. Alright, third gear. It feels like a hot rod on two wheels. If you like American performance, here you go. I mean, look, I'm in 6th gear. Going 60, I feel like I need to be in lower gear a little bit. So I'm too low of an RPM. That's pretty wild, man. It's got a 2-year unlimited mile warranty, and I believe you can extend that warranty as well if you want. But these bikes are made to, they're designed to last, like I said, be reliable. So, I mean, you could take this bike across the country, pack the miles on it. You know, I really, when I rode the baggers, I enjoyed those a lot. But you guys pointed out that I'm more of a sporty rider. And yeah, you can tour on this bike, obviously, but you can have a ton of fun doing it. Okay, guys, I have fuel now. Wow, I ran out of gas, man. I can't believe that happened to me. So, Obviously, I just gunned it getting onto the highway because then we'll get run over. But if you saw, I took first gear a lot. Well, basically, I had the throttle halfway open in first gear because I didn't want to flip the bike like I almost did last time. Right? You want to have your foot on the rear brake just in case when you're in first gear. Oh, man. You know, it's a windy day and we've got semis, a lot of traffic. The wind's really not too bad with this windscreen. I like it. Yeah, you got passing power galore, buddy. You know, engine braking is pretty soft. So it slows you down, but I thought it would be really hard. Honestly, it's not that hard. So you definitely use your brakes, but you got these great Brembo brakes. What is that, right at 200? Sitting here, 92 degrees today. That's about as high as the temperature I like to be on a bike. Once it climbs over 200, it starts getting really hot. But so this bike doesn't seem to have a problem with that. See, it's weird, man. This bike wants to go so bad. It does not like riding around 10 miles per hour. Of course, why would you be riding that slow? It's a good feeling coming out here on a motorcycle and being able to tell you that I'm impressed. Being able to say good things. Because I don't want to come out here and say, oh, I hate this, can't stand this. Yeah, I put my weight on the gas tank there in first gear when I gunned it, and it really helped keeping that front wheel down. So if you're in first gear and you gun it and you're just sitting back, after 5,000 RPM, that wheel's coming straight up. These Akropovic mufflers just sound so good. That's the thing, man. Like, there's bigger engines than 1650 cc's or 101 cubic inch engines, but they don't produce this amount of power. It's just so unique. There's nothing like having a bike that performs this well. It's incredible how much this bike weighs and how comfortable it is, and it still handles and brakes. It has no problem leaning, and then you have all that power exiting the corner. Yeah, you're not gonna have to put aftermarket pipes on this thing. Well, Akropovic, they're like top of the line anyway, right? I don't know, I would like to get this bike someday. You know, I've got that Gixxer 750 I always tell you about. The other day I had my wife ride on the back with me for the first time ever, and was scaring the crap out of her. And you know, she obviously, that seat was not made for fat bottom girls. She likes the Queen song, so she's not offended. Yeah, I think she would love this comfortable Sargent seat riding on the back with me. She'd have to hold on tight, you know, don't get me wrong. I've always loved hot rods. You know, I've never been like an Evo guy. So my dad was a little confused when I bought my Supersport, you know, my Jap bike. And I'll start it and he's like, are you ready? Are we going? I can't hear you. I can't hear your bike. Did you start it yet? I've had nothing but good things to say about this bike, but let me go ahead and point something out. This kickstand is pretty stiff. I mean, earlier I didn't even realize it was a kickstand. It's pretty, there we go. Look at those red valve covers. God dang, that's so slick, man. So slick. The MSTR. And like I said, I like the white MV4 engine, 1650cc. And that's another thing. If you don't want the bike, you just want the engine, you can buy the engine. That's pretty cool. Watch when I rev it, the whole bike just twists. See that? BST wheels. There's the proof, guys. Brembo brakes. I love this motorcycle. You're gonna get looks, nods. You're gonna be the cool kid on the block when you get this bike. So if you haven't heard of Motus before, they've only been in production since 2016. So when I first heard of it, Norman Reedus had this show on AMC called Ride or something, and he actually rode this. and he's talking about how it's basically a Chevy V8 cut in half. That was really intriguing to me. And then when I saw Youngblood had it, and they asked if I wanted to ride this, I mean, I was so thrilled. I was so excited. Definitely fit time in my schedule to come do this. The owners of Motus, like the head guys, they pointed out that, look, I know it's $36,000, but you get your Sargent seat, and you know, it's the bike sounds good. Other people, they go out and buy motorcycles, and after they put everything on it, they're still spending that much. And if $36,000 is out of your price range, there's the MST, which produces 160 horsepower and 120 foot-pounds of torque, opposed to the MSTR, which produces 180 horsepower, 126 foot-pounds of torque. Just having too much fun, man. It's hard not to have a good day when you're riding the Motus. You can really get comfort, power, handling, and you can still go on long trips. You can ride on the slow roads and through traffic, but you've got so much power where you just want to go. You want to release this bike's potential. It's cool, man. I hope to see more of these bikes around. I really do. It's funny, it's such a new bike. People look at you, they say, what is that? Man, that sounds amazing. What is that? And I don't think anybody is going to ride this and hate it. I don't know why you would. I want to figure out how to set the cruise control. It's set. Cruise control set at 58. That's awesome, dude. I love you. Leaning. Okay. With these saddlebags, I was worried like I might kick the crap out of them trying to swing my foot over, but it really wasn't that bad. This bike is so beautiful. Thank you so much, Youngblood, letting me ride the Motus MSTR. Just incredible.